Hey guys, I haven't posted in a while. I had the phone situation going on, and so anyhow, I I was locked out of my phone for a while, and so I was not able to log in until I got my iCloud password changed. So it took a bit of time or whatnot, and so anyhow, still the same thing. Not really nothing new for me to report. What I'm going through is still the same. There is family stress going on, and you know, it started. You know, the stress started with killing of my dad, and then my mom, my aunt, and now they gave my brother a pneumonia. You know, because they know he had a stroke and he was bedridden for 11 years of suffering. And is very calculated. All this attack, all this attack on the house of Ibrahim is very calculated and is very planned. Everybody who are getting paid to attack us, they do not know what we are. They are given as little information as possible, and everybody's participating because they think they are fighting a great cause. They think they're fighting a cause to be fought, and yet they do not know the 144,000 are directly related to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, Solomon, and Jesus, Mary, and that's the only thing that these people do not know. They do not know that why we've been targeted, and where these people were given information, false information or false narrative, so they would believe, what they're doing is is kosher. You know what I mean? And I've mentioned in the past, why we're not in a court system if these people, 144,000 have done, commit a crime of any sort, why we're not in a court system? Because, I mentioned it, I talked about it before, because they don't want this in the public. They don't want, the news outlet or social media to talk about this and to be exposed. So they doing it, all this attack on the targeting happening behind closed doors, you know, out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing. But anyhow, they are they putting you in many grief, so many traumas and pain and stuff in order to create energetic cords to harvest your lush energy. And that's what they do. They put you in a state of trauma and pain and grief and, emotional bodies being bombarded with these afflictions. And, and this affliction to create cords. So the archons on Yoldabaoth and the Dimmerage and all those entities to can harvest your lush energy. And it's not just your lush energy is being harvested. They taking your DNA every time you give blood. They harvesting your. I mean, they're like milking you like a cow. And and that was going on, guys. When you understand that, you understand why they create these traumas. Why do they create this mishap in your life? Because to take from you. Because they want to take from you without your consent, without you objecting, and without giving you a respect you deserve. They doing it. They doing it to you to cause you harm, and to why the 144,000 or the house of Abraham have to suffer where the enemy thrives. I do not understand why the enemy thrive when we are suffering. All the prophets, all the house of Abraham, all of them were being targeted. If you look at the Bible, look at the whole Quran, look at the Torah, you'll understand. All of them been targeted. All of them been targeted. And but I believe the targeting of 144,000 is the worst, because now they advanced, they have more technology than they did before. They have advanced technology. Back in the day, you know, you can go missing, nobody will know where you are, but now they know where you are in every living moment, you know? And so now is the game, the game is changed, how they track you. And and they make anything that you love suffer. Anything you love. If you hate the person, if you hate the person, then they will not harm that person. But if you love the person, they will hurt that person. You understand? Because to create this loose energy. So anyhow, that's what's kind of going on. I'm gonna get into. You need to kind of pay attention into the loose energy harvesting, pain and emotional body, to free yourself. Okay, so that you have to understand that. Anyhow, a little bit more later.